up, fellas? Man, it's gonna be hot today, boy. Hot today. Yeah, they say the heat index today is gonna be 115. I can't believe that stuff is so dirty, man. We ain't had no rain. Rain usually keeps it washed off, but rain usually keeps it washed off. What's everybody got going on today? I'm gonna go later. When I get all this done, I'm gonna go get a couple rotisserie chickens. They usually got some fresh rotisseries on after. They usually come off about 12 o'clock, so it's 10:30 here. So and I'm gonna pick up all this trash. I know, right? I gotta get some, this winter, I'm gonna get some chemicals to get the stains off of it. Where it's stained up. But it was better what I had, which was gravel. So. Yeah, I seen you been working on it. I checked in on you the other day. Watched you live. You was sanding away. Yeah, like I say, I'm gonna do this to about, I ain't gonna stay on live till that long, but I'm gonna do this to about 12. I gotta do all that. And then I'm gonna go get a rotisserie chicken. Actually, I'm gonna go get a couple of them. Oh yeah, I agree with that. Lord willing, Lord willing, all that. I got all that to do. So I try to do a little bit at a time. I try to do like 12 to 15 yards every time I pour. So I try to do like anywhere from 12 to 15 yards. Oh yeah, I guarantee it. Yeah, I try to do like anywhere from 12 to 15 yards a pour. And I got a good relationship with the concrete company. So what I do is I go over there and I got like a revolving bill, I guess you could say. That, a revolving bill. So when I started this journey of doing all this concrete, I pretty much, had an agreement with them. Say, hey, look, I'm gonna buy X amount of concrete from you, but it's gonna be over, it's gonna be over a short amount of, it's gonna be over a period of time, because I can't afford all of it at one time, And we worked out an agreement. On the concrete, and I just pay. I go over there every month, and I got a bill whether I got concrete or not. So it's like I'm prepaying for the concrete. So if I go over there and I say, hey, look, 15 yards. Well, let's just say this. I'm gonna get 150 yards of concrete, right? And then we're gonna do it in 15-yard increments. So that'd be like 10 installments, right? So it'd be like 10 installments. And what I do is I just get that money up and I go over there and I just pay. And then they'll call me, you know, they pretty good people. They'll call me and say, hey, you got about 40 yards paid for. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I'll get with my concrete guy that does the pouring. I'll grade it. I'll get it pretty close with my tractor. And then they'll come over here and they'll pour it. Well, see this section right here? From the end of that little mini truck all the way down there, I poured out in one pour. And I don't know how many, I'd have to figure it up. So this is, well, you can figure it up. It's 10 foot wide and it's 180 foot long. So this section right here is 10 foot wide, 180 foot long. So, and it's 4 inches deep. So, ever how much concrete that is, I don't know, not off the top of my head. Like the new section over there, they hadn't come back to finish it because it's just been so hot. The section over there, I think it's 12 yards. Yeah, I need to finish that. I need to finish it, TJ. Maybe when I get my son's truck done, maybe this winter I can pull it in the shop and put the engine and transmission and all that stuff in it. Just got burnt out on it, man. Just got burnt out on it. Just got burnt out on it. I have it for sale. I've had it for sale for a year, but it's hard to sell something. It's hard to sell something that don't run and drive. You know, if it run and drove, if it run and drove, oh, it'd already be gone. Because everybody calls me says, does it run and drive? I said, yeah, it will if you put the engine and transmission in it. Oh, crap. Well, can you put the engine and transmission in it? I'm like, no. Because if I put the engine and transmission in it, I said, my son's going to keep it. So. Oh, it's behind the shop. We still got it. We still got it. We still got it. It's behind the shop. Yeah, it's behind the shop. It's got a 4.3 V6 in it too. The starter on it's locked up, or starter's messed up on it, so I need to put a starter on it. You know, that's a good thing you brought that up, Chris. I really need to do that one so I can stop driving my black truck and have a shop truck, shop van. Oh yeah, vans are getting. Have you noticed, Chris, that vans are getting back popular again with all the murals on the side and the Keystone wheels and all the psychedelic colors and stuff? Yeah, everything goes around in stages. I think it was last year. Yeah, last year at SEMA, there was a bunch of vans at SEMA, and that pretty much sets the trend for the next couple of years. So, and there was a bunch of F100s at SEMA, and now you see the F100s, like the 70s, are starting to take off, are starting to get popular. So, God almighty, I can't believe how dirty this concrete is. What's up, Mac? Yeah, we just supposed supposed to be hot today. Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying, Chris. They have gone. Vans have gone through the roof, man. They have gone through the roof. Cause you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. Everybody, you know, I don't know how old you are, but like Gen Z or Gen X, you know, we grew up with Astro vans and Dodge Caravans and all that stuff in the 80s and 90s mini trucks. You know, people had vans and all that stuff, and then you got the 70s. You know, our parents and you know our parents had vans. You know, in the 60s and the 70s and the early 80s. So now kids that grew up, you know, Gen X or Gen Z or excuse me, Gen X, they grew up and now they're in their, you know, 50s. So they want to relive. This how it always works. They want to relive their youth. So what they do, they go find what their parents had growing up, and then they fix it. So the Chevrolet Astro vans, the Econo vans, you know, the C10 or the, you know, the, what is it? Yeah, the G10s, the G20s, the G30s. That's how that works, you know. So that's, and you know, all the F100s, you know, like Tulu, he's trying to find him an F100, you know, and there's probably a story behind that. But last year at SEMA, everybody, you know, there was F100s there was vans there, so now they're getting popular. So they're going through the roof. You know what I mean? They're getting more expensive. So whatever, I don't know what this generation, like kids growing up now, 14 and 15 years old, I don't know what they're going to be looking for. What? Teslas in 30, 40 years, what are they going to be looking for? Teslas to fix up? I don't know, because vehicles after the, I'm going to say the 90s, you know, trucks and cars and stuff, they don't have no character. They all the same, man. What, somebody gonna fix up a LTZ Cruise in 30 years? Oh yeah, man, that thing right there's gangster. Yeah, man, that shit ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be shit like that, you know. Yeah, Tesla and Hellcats. I can barely see the screen, fellas. Yeah, Tesla and Hellcats. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Daggone, look how dirty this concrete is. Man, it usually rains, and when it rains, all this dirt and stuff gets washed down into the drain box, into the septic system. Now, I'll pick all this trash up, but before I get it down the drain. Let me go get my sweat rag. Y'all hate. Damn it, boy. There it is. No, we are power washing the shop out. Hey, that's cool, TJ. That's cool, yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I talked to a guy the other day. Ooh, that feels good. I talked to a guy the other day. He said that he said he don't hire. He said I'll pick this trash up, so don't nobody be freaking out before when it gets to the bottom. I'll pick it up. I don't know why, but anyways, he was talking about it the other day. He said that he don't hire kids no more to work in the shop, and let's see what everybody else thinks about this, right? He said he don't hire. He said he don't hire. Hold on, let me get right and I'll tell you. He said he don't hire kids no more to work in the shop, and this is right. This is what he said this is what he said he used to do. He said they used to hire 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids to work in his shop, and he had like a body shop, and they would just do, clean up, be a helper, be a gopher, just sweep the floor, clean the bathrooms, put parts up, just stuff like that. And this is what he said. He said, you work for me, your mama and your daddy don't work for me. He said, you can work here until you're 18 years old, and then when you graduate high school, you become a man or a woman, and you go out into the real world and you find you a job. You cannot work here after you're 18. So it gives them a little bit of work ethic background, right? He says, the first time your mama or daddy calls up here, you're fired. And he said he done that for years. So basically what it means is, let's use my boy as an example. So my oldest boy, he would have went to work for him, and I have no dealings with him whatsoever. My son goes to work, he clocks in, he does what he's supposed to do, he clocks out, he goes home, he gets paid, right? If he has a bad day at work, let's say he breaks something and he gets cussed out about it, now we got to think about a body shop, no HR, no nothing, no coddling shit, you know what I mean? The real deal, you know what I'm saying? So he goes in there, he does what he's got to do. And he's fine, if he gets chewed out, gets whatever. Now I ain't talking about abuse, I'm just talking about regular shit, you know what I'm saying? So he said this worked out great. He said, one time, the 7-year-old kid, let me get this section right here and I'm going to stop. Let me stop right there. Because this is important. This is important. So let me turn the water off so I can tell you all this. Because this right here is going to probably help a lot of people with a lot of stuff. So let me go over here and sit down. Just hang tight. Just hang tight, fellas. All right. So this is what he said. Ooh, let me cool off a little bit. So this is what he said. There's 84 people in here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. All right, so this is what he said. Can y'all hear me? TJ, can y'all hear me? Is that fan too loud? Is the fan too loud? All right, we're good. All right, so this is what he said. There's 84. So this is what he said. He said he don't hire kids no more between 16 and 18 years old, and this is why. This is why he don't hire people no more. And he's got some truth to it, man. I mean, This goes for me. This goes for, got some truth. So this is what he said. He said, he hired this kid. He was 17 years old. And the deal is, you work for me. Your mom and daddy don't work for me. You come in, you do your job, you do what you're supposed to do. It's probably going to get rough some days. Some days probably easy. It's a job. I'm not your friend. I'm your boss. You're supposed to come and do it. You're supposed to come do something. I give you money for it, and we go. And that's what he said. He said he done this for years, but over the years, society has changed. Right? Society has to change. Right? He said, we don't have HR here. You don't go in there and make a complaint and all that. I am the HR, right? So he said he had this kid that was 17 years old and that was in there working, and said he messed up one day and he cost him about $800. If he messed up and it cost him about $800. He didn't say what he broke. He just said he cost him about $800. He said he looked at this kid and said, man, you a dumbass. Man, you stupid as hell, man. You know, called him a dumbass and called him stupid as hell, right? They finished the day. The kid went home. Later that day, the boy's mama called this guy. He said, hey, I'm such and such. Let's call him Timmy. I'm Timmy's mama. I'm calling because Timmy said that you called him a dumbass today. And he said, yep, I sure did. Called him a dumbass and stupid. He cost me $800 a day because he wasn't paying attention. So it cost me $800 a day when he was working. And he said, but you tell Timmy I wish him the best and whatever he does because he no longer works for me. She's like, you're firing him because he cost you $800? He said, no, I'm firing him because you're calling me. She's like, what? He's like, I'm firing Timmy because you're calling me. I have a policy. Your child works for me. You don't work for me. Mom and daddy don't work for me. Your child works for me. You're calling me, and you're probably a great mama. You're calling me to coddle your son because I called him a dumbass and stupid. Well, I don't appreciate you calling him a dumbass and stupid. He said, ma'am, I understand that, and I respect that. I have kids too, and when they mess up, I cannot wait to tell them that they messed up and they're a dumbass and they need to pay attention. I make my kids thick-skinned so when they get out here in the real world, they don't have to be coddled by their mamas and their daddies. Because the world out here will eat you alive and spit you out and then walk on top of you. She said, well, I don't appreciate it. He said, that's fine, and I respect that. But your son don't work here no more. He said, ma'am, you're probably going to take this a little bit wrong way. That's what's wrong with people. That's what's wrong with our kids today. Mamas. Mamas are coddling their babies. And he says, here's another thing. If you look at the statistics, about 75% of the household don't even have fathers in their home. And she gets all mad. He said, I'm just telling you the statistics. There's over 70% of homes that are broken. Now, somebody wants to correct me on this. I didn't do the research to see, but I know it's a high number of broken homes with no daddies in the household. He says, and not having a masculine figure in the household makes children soft. Makes sons soft and makes sons soft and daughters weak. Well, I don't agree with that. He said, that's fine. You might not want to agree with that, and I respect that, but you're in your household. I'm in the real world. I'm telling you what I see. We are coddling our babies when they need to be, like TJ said, independent. Teaching them independence. Teaching them thick skin. Teaching them the ways of the road. Teaching them how to hustle, how to grind, how to deal with things. He said that's the problem. She said, well, I don't agree with that, and I think you should let my son come back to work. He said, see, my point right there. You're telling me that I should let your son come back to work, and I called him a dumbass. Well, you're firing him. I'm not firing him because he messed up. I'm firing him because you were talking to me on the phone. You are coming up here defending your son, and he is 17 years old. He's a baby. He said, yes, he's a baby, but guess what happens in 6 months, ma'am? Guess what happens in 6 months? In 6 months, he turns 18. Guess what happens in 6 months when he turns 18? When he turns 18, he can join the United States military. He can go through boot camp. They can put a gun in his hand and ship him over to a foreign country and tell him to kill somebody. Are you going to call him in the middle of the night when they out go do ops and do stuff and they come back and coddle him and call his commander-in-chief or call his NCO or call the colonel and say, my son's feelings got hurt today because you sent him in that foxhole to clear that hole out? Well, my son's not going to the military. He said, see, you completely missed the point. You completely missed the point. You said your son's not going to the military. Okay, great. Your son's not going to the military. But you, ma'am, you completely missed the point. The point is, we need to stop coddling and babying our boys and our girls. Because households that are broken apart without a male figure, a masculine figure, are making our boys soft and our girls weak. And he says, and that reason right there is why I don't hire any more kids. 16, 17, 18-year-old. I don't hire no more because you have to coddle them. And if you say something to them, like, hey, you a dumbass, or man, you need to tighten up, sweep that floor better, hey, go do this. They break down, and they sit in the corner, and they crumble. Now, he said, not everybody's that way now, not everybody. But he says, in my experience, over the last 10 to 12 years, this is what I experienced, and I don't want to deal with it. Now, I can say this. From teaching at the college, you could have 20 students in automotive technology and collision repair. You can have 20 students in there, and you might have 5 that are go-getters. You might have 5 that's go-getters. The rest of them are there because mom and daddy told them they had to go somewhere, or they're there because they want to get the benefits of getting their Pell check, or they're on some kind of grant or scholarship, free money, and they come to school and they take the classes, and then when they come out into the real world to do work co-op, they find out that it's not what they thought it was, and it's like, I don't want to do this. I'm going to McDonald's to bag French fries. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem, what people don't understand is McDonald's, Wendy's, Bojangles, all that wasn't designed to be a life career. But they have changed it a little bit. I mean, I got a friend that works at McDonald's. They're up in management. I mean, they make $100,000 a year, but that's not what this is about. What this is about is that guy was saying that we coddle mamas. And I know I'm probably going to make some people mad. I'm just regurgitating what I seen. He said, mamas coddle their kids when they're adults. There's no sense in a mama and daddy calling a place of business that their kid works at that's 16, 17, 18 years old and cussing out the owner, the boss man, or whatever because their child got called a dumbass, or you're not doing that right, you need to tighten up, blah, blah, blah. You know, like Tulu said, 1/2 dozen in the third. You're coddling them. And that guy was correct. That guy was 100% right when he said, ma'am, you're calling me and telling me that I should apologize to your son for calling him a dumbass and give him his job back. But I'm not firing him because I called him a dumbass and he cost me $800. I'm firing him because you're calling me. That's one of my policies. Your parents don't work for me. And that's the case. He said, ma'am, in 6 months, your son can buy a gun. He can join the military. He can be a police officer. He can be anything like this. He can be put in harm's way. He could be in control of something. And when somebody above him calls him a dumbass or hurts his feelings or whatever, and they don't take constructive criticism, then you're going to call and defend them. You're going to get fired. And somebody's going to say, well, hey, calling somebody a dumbass ain't constructive criticism. Well, I tell you what, I guess you never growed up holding a flashlight for your daddy, or been on a baseball team, or been on a football team, or had a coach, a good coach in sports, screaming and hollering at you, or had a DI or drilling sergeant in your face screaming at you, or you had a daddy that would whoop your ass if you didn't do nothing. And that's what he was talking about. There's not daddies in the household, and by not having a masculine figure, got a booger. Y'all didn't even tell me I had a booger hanging in my nose. Where's Bill on the budget when I need him? Y'all didn't even tell me I had a booger. I had an old booger right there. That's why my nose kept itching. I had a booger hanging there. Y'all didn't even tell me. Lord have mercy. I thought we were family. Y'all just wanted to. My high school coach didn't care. The parents got into it. yeah. So that's a little bit of tit for tat right there. So there's 86 people on here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Let's get back to pressure washing, boys and girls. Let's get back to cleaning. Like I say, it's 11 o'clock. It's 33 minutes right now. So we 33 minutes. We're gonna pressure wash We're gonna pressure wash just a little bit. We're gonna pressure wash just a little bit more, and then it's getting hot, boys and girls. Hey, and if you out here in this weather, man, be safe, be whatever, because they said this week it's gonna be in the 150. It's gonna be like 98 degrees, and the heat index is gonna be like 110, 115. We hit 112 yesterday. Yeah, TJ, let them fight. Let them have it. Like I said, it's gonna get hot today, boys. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a stoat. What did Bill on the budget say yesterday? I'm gonna be sweating like a Hebrew slave. Bill's funny, man. He said he's gonna be sweating like a Hebrew slave. He used to say it was hotter than a cooter brown, and then he said he was sweating like a brother going to the electric chair, and now he's saying, if Bill's watching this, no, Bill ain't watching this, he's in church. Bill be saying he's sweating like a Hebrew slave. Bill's funny. I talked to Bill yesterday. Bill's moving pretty good. He says he's getting around. He's working on Big Shirley a lot. We talked about what he's got going on. He's been looking at some paint colors. I say give it the next 60 days. Big Shirley will have some color on her. The way Built's going right now, next 60 days, Built will have some color on her. Or Big Shirley will have some color on her. Wasting precious water. How am I wasting water? How am I wasting water? How am I wasting water? Very wasteful. Cement doesn't grow if you water it. Oh, okay. Cool. You know what does grow though? Them trees. Them trees grow. So it ain't wasting water. You call it wasting water, I don't. Yes, sir. Got him. Look at that oil. I got to get that stuff to. That's why I was saying this winter I need to get some stuff to clean everything. Woo! I get done doing it. I get done doing this. I gotta clean the dog lard out, or the kennel. Pressure wash the kennel out. Wash the dogs. Give them a bath. Hey, TJ, you still on here? I can't see the comments, TJ. Hold on, let me get in the shade. Hey, TJ, guess what today is, TJ? Guess what today is? Today is Hollywood's birthday. Today is Hollywood's birthday. Today is Hollywood's birthday. He 4 years old today. Hollywood is 4. He 4 years old. He 4. If you don't know what 4 means, he's 4. If you don't know what 4 is, he's 4. He 4 years old today. Might have to get him a treat, a sneaky snack when I go to Walmart. Yep. Today Hollywood 4, big fat donkey ass. I don't even know where he's at. I bet he's somewhere in the damn shade. I bet he's somewhere in the shade. I bet he's somewhere in the shade. I bet he's somewhere in the shade. Yeah, today's old Hollywood's birthday. Boys, girl, look at this right here. Your boy. Sweating. Yep, had to go get him a sneaky snack. Old Hollywood. He's 4 years old. So let me tell you the story about Hollywood. So Owen loved cats. Owen loved cats. And his grandma had a bunch of cats. And for some reason, I don't know, we just never let no cats come to the house, right? So when Owen died in January 2019, on January 28th, about a month or so after Owen died, a cat came up, a little kitten come up. And the kitten come up, and it was a scrawny little thing, man. It was scrawny. And he had a heart. He had a heart on his side. He was a gray cat, and he had a heart on his side. And he would come up in the shop, and I mean, this thing is small. This thing was like smaller than a tennis shoe. He would come up in the shop, and he'd have a rat, and he would let me know that he caught a rat. And I'd like, man, you need to go on somewhere. And I'd try to catch it, and it'd just run off. And then, with that being said, he come up. I was working on a 67 Camaro. I was putting quarters on a 67 Camaro. And the next day he come up, he had a rat, little field mouse, showing me, hey, look, I'm eating this mouse, whatever. And then a couple days go by, and he comes back, and this time he jumps up on my shoulder. I'm welding underneath the car, and he jumps up on my shoulder, and kind of startled me a little bit, but then I seen it, and he stayed. And we called that cat Lover. We called him Lover Boy. Big old American cat. Now, he would let you hold him when he wanted you to hold him, but when he didn't want you to hold him, you couldn't hold him. So we called him Lover Boy. Was gonna go get him fixed, but I never did. And then about a year later, he got run over in the road, and it hurt me pretty bad, you know, because he had a heart on his side. Owen liked cats, and he got run over. So you know, it's pretty bad. And I don't get attached to animals, you know, but at that time it was pretty bad. So then the next year on January 28th, somebody throwed out a mama cat. No, it was 2 years later. 2 years later, somebody throwed out a mama cat and 4 kittens. 4 kittens